Welcome to the You're Standing on My Neck podcast. My name's Ashley Beth, your host, and you are looking at, with the help of my extremely advanced iPhone 4S, Haight Street in San Francisco, California, the year of our Lord 2015. And it's funny because 50 years ago, if it were 1965, I'm sure a lot of this architecture, like what we're looking at right here, would stay the same. However, some of the stores, I'm sure, would be different, probably all of them. But a really exciting thing was happening 50 years ago, right in this area of San Francisco, that kind of spread across the whole country, and that was really the flower child hippie movement. A lot of progressive thinkers came from here, came out here. Ken Kesey lived out here, more out into the country, but the Merry Pranksters certainly had their run of Haight Street, and a couple blocks ahead up here is the Haight-Ashbury. So two streets intersecting, kind of like the standing on the corner of Wilson, Arizona. Anyway, going back and forth to see my friends, I see a lot of people standing on that corner. It's kind of a pinnacle time. It's certainly not the alpha and omega of the 60s movement. It certainly was more about where we were as a generation at that time, as a country at that time, or where the generation was at that time, I might say. However, I find a lot of similarities between now and then, and really kind of feel like this is despite the fact that this has always been a hot spot, I really feel like we're approaching a whole different era of kind of bohemian rebellion, as it were. So I'm going to try to get a better view for you folks in the purposes of novelty, because I get friggin' bored looking at the same thing. Figure out a place to put the beer. That's a priority. This is a Gonzo journalism podcast after all. We have to respect the monkey on the back, at least one of them. So this way is looking towards Haight Street, away from Golden Gate Park. Golden Gate Park is that way. I better with my light trying to show you across the street's a shoe parlor, and right here, a good old-fashioned fire escape. But I think this is a fitting place to debut my first podcast. I'm part of the Gonzo Today umbrella. Not the Umbrella Corporation, mind you, we're not zombies, but umbrella of just, a modern day journalism where you're taking the author's subjective opinion and kind of looping it into the quilt work of what it is to be alive in 2015 in America, especially to be a member of the Y generation, or the millennial generation. Trying to find jobs, trying to make babies, trying to grow families, trying to keep things going. And the challenges therein, as unique as some of them are, a lot of them aren't that unique at all. They're actually just another sequence of a very long pattern of oppressed opportunity, I guess you could say. But what I certainly am seeing here more than anywhere is just the empowerment of what it is to be young, and people shamelessly wearing tattoos and really kind of affirmatively asserting who they are. And as much as I see that happening everywhere in Bangor, Maine, where I live right now, I think, hey boss, I think it's there's something magic about San Francisco and how it kind of gives everybody permission to be exactly who they are. And I'm not saying it's always good. A lot of demons come out when there's such a freedom to be who you are, but I think overall it's a good thing. And pretty sure you'll be seeing more of San Francisco in the future with my podcasts. I'm on a very crossroadsy time in my life. But basically, if you stick with me, I'd love to show you my perspective on where women are in our progress towards breaking that glass ceiling, where basically the expression of not just the Gonzo spirit, the American spirit, but the human spirit in America, and also how we fit into the big scheme of things, and how advanced we are, and also how not advanced we are. But as far as fucking advancement, and as far as shopping opportunity, and I've been pretty much all the party places for the most part, save Colorado, in this country. New Orleans, Boston, New York City, Long Island, Provincetown, Massachusetts, Sugarloaf, Maine during Reggae Festival, everywhere in between. Gonzo Fest 2015, woohoo! And I'm thinking, I've never seen a place like Haight Street where it just stretches for miles. Just local places, that beautiful artisanal and craft work are being sold for pretty reasonable prices, and everyone's got a really just good attitude and very sharing kind of attitude, and I think that's what we need. I think we need more of that. I think we need to get back to lifestyles where we're living out of kitchens, like the lifestyle that is demonstrated in the hotel I'm staying at the moment. I'm staying at the Red Victorian. We were on the 3rd floor of the Red Victorian. It's a hotel slash hostel in Upper Haight, San Francisco. And if you're listening and you're my coworkers, I did not die. I was not tortured and killed. This is not Czechoslovakia. So if you're listening and you're my coworkers, you know who you are. I'm alive. This is my proof of life. See? I'm alive. Oh, we got some skateboarders. I hope these 6 minutes of video have given you some idea of what it's like to listen to me. And I have to admit, I'm pretty mellow right now. I'm usually a little bit more of a dynamic person to listen to, but like I said, if you're interested at all in kind of our role versus the history of our role as Americans, and you know, how Gonzo fits into that, which is actually, I think, a lot bigger than anybody kind of gives Hunter credit for. I'd love to have you listen to me, but this is Ashley Beth, and I'm signing off from 1665 Haight Street, and I can fucking die happy now, because I just fucking said that. Love ya.